When most people hear the word ninja, they imagine black clothes, throwing stars, and secret techniques. But how much of that image is actually true? Today, let's explore what real ninja were actually like. Chapter 1. The real ninja was not what Hollywood told you. When most people hear the word ninja, they imagine black outfits, shuriken flying through the air, and impossible acrobatics in the dark. But the real ninja was something much more interesting. In old Japanese ninja manuals, especially one called the Shoninki, there is a teaching known as the 10 classical forms of ninja conduct. These were not flashy tricks. They were principles for moving through the world unnoticed, reading people, surviving danger, and taking advantage of timing. Some of these principles focused on passing information quietly or listening without being noticed. Others taught the ninja to blend in, follow the flow, use confusion, exploit tiny openings, hide in shadows, read the human mind, and leave behind no trace at all. And one of the most striking ideas is this. A person was not considered a true ninja simply because they knew secret techniques. A ninja was someone who used those techniques for a greater purpose. Some old manuals state this very clearly. If you use ninja arts for selfish gain, you are not a ninja. You are just a thief. That changes the image completely. The historical ninja was not just a spy or fighter. He was someone trained to survive, observe, adapt, and act with discipline. Chapter 2. Shuriken were not meant to be superweapons. Let's start with one of the biggest ninja myths of all, the shuriken. Today, many people think shuriken were the ultimate ninja weapon, but historically, they were not even exclusive to ninja. The strong image of ninja equals shuriken became popular much later, especially during Japan's 20th century ninja boom, when books and pop culture helped fuse the two together. In reality, the shuriken was more useful as a distraction tool than a killing weapon. Its main purpose was to startle an opponent, make them flinch, break their rhythm, or create a tiny opening. It was useful because a tiny opening can mean the difference between escape and capture. And there is an even more interesting ninja lesson connected to throwing weapons. Some schools taught a principle that basically says, in an emergency, anything you can throw becomes a weapon. That means the true skill was not the object itself. The skill was improvisation. The same goes for the kunai, another object people often imagine as a stabbing dagger. In many cases, it was more like a practical climbing tool. It could be driven into slopes, earthen walls, or rough surfaces to make handholds and footholds. So once again, the ninja mindset was not about collecting cool gadgets. It was about using ordinary objects in extraordinary ways. Chapter 3. A ninja could turn everyday items into survival tools. One of the most practical ninja tools was not a weapon at all. It was a cloth towel. A simple Japanese hand towel, called a tenugui, could be used to wipe sweat, cover the mouth, wrap items, improvise a mask, or even serve as a rope-like tool. For ninja, this was considered so essential that it was counted among their core travel items. Some were especially long, around 6 shaku, or roughly 1.8 meters. That meant the cloth could serve as a head covering, a face cover, a sash, a tie, or an emergency cord. Some teachings even mention cloth dyed with certain plant materials that could be used in wound care or to filter muddy water. That is one of the most revealing things about ninja culture. The real ninja was not someone surrounded by fantasy weapons. The real ninja valued tools that looked normal, because normal things do not attract attention. A low-profile item that solves multiple problems is far more useful than a dramatic tool that makes everyone stare. That philosophy shows up again and again in ninja writings. Carry what you need, but carry it in a way that does not make people suspicious. Chapter 4. Ninja swordsmanship was built for darkness and tight spaces. There are records of specialized sword methods for covert operations at night. These techniques were not elegant duels in open fields. They were methods for moving low, striking upward from crouched positions, attacking from behind cover, and fighting in places where visibility was poor and space was tight. To modern viewers, that might sound unfair or sneaky. But of course it was. That was the point. Ninja were not training for honorable battlefield display. They were training to survive hidden operations under impossible conditions. One principle stands out. Attacks rising from below are harder to defend against than attacks coming from above. An upward cut from a low posture can also extend reach and create angles the opponent may not be ready for. Even if you never plan to fight in the dark, these ideas still reveal something valuable. Training the body to move low, stay stable, and strike from unusual angles requires advanced coordination, flexibility, and control. In other words, ninja movement was not about looking cool. It was about making the human body functional under stress. Chapter 5, The First Rule of Self-Defense. Don't fight if you don't have to. This may be the most useful ninja lesson for modern life. When people hear the phrase self-defense, they often imagine throws, locks, and martial arts counters. But historical ninja wisdom takes a much harsher and more realistic view. Real violence is chaotic. Attackers do not move like training partners. They do not cooperate. They do not slow down so you can perform a perfect technique. A little bit of skill can even be dangerous if it gives you too much confidence. So the ninja approach places the priority somewhere else. Do not go near danger unless you have no choice. Observe your environment. Build the habit of leaving risky places early. Avoid trouble before it begins. Resistance and fighting were considered the last resort. For ninja, training was not about looking strong. It was about staying alive in any situation. And in that sense, their philosophy of self-protection still feels surprisingly modern. Chapter 6. How to hide like a ninja. Ninja hiding techniques were not only about finding darkness, they were about removing three things: your shape, your sound, and your presence. First came the outline of the body. Human beings are easy to recognize because our silhouette is familiar. If your body still looks clearly human, you will be noticed much more easily. Historical ninja teachings describe using nearby branches, grass, straw garments, and other materials to break up the outline of the body. But visual concealment was only the beginning. The deeper skill was to erase what the texts call presence. That means breathing quietly, stabilizing the mind, not radiating panic, not making the tiny unconscious movements that draw the eye. This is where ninja training becomes almost psychological. If your mind is unstable, your body gives you away. So hiding was not just physical camouflage, it was emotional control. Chapter 7. The 6 Everyday Tools a Ninja Carried. When traveling alone, ninja were said to carry a small set of practical essentials, sometimes called the 6 core tools. These included a hat for protection and concealment, a stone writing tool for leaving information, a long cloth towel, medicine, fire-starting gear, and a hooked rope. What is so striking about this list is how ordinary it sounds. These were not magical tools. They were common objects. That was exactly the point. If you carried only practical, familiar items, no one would look at you and think, that person must be a ninja. The ninja loadout was built around 2 ideas. Carry the minimum, and avoid looking suspicious. This is the opposite of the modern fantasy image of someone loaded with exotic gear. The real ninja seems to have preferred adaptability over spectacle. Chapter 8. Ninja emergency food was efficient, and apparently terrible. Ninja needed to stay light on their feet. That meant carrying only the smallest amount of gear possible. Food was a major problem in the pre-modern world. There were no lightweight plastic containers. Rain could ruin supplies. Summer heat could spoil them quickly. Carrying too much food would slow you down. So portable rations had to be compact, durable, and efficient. This led to things like Hyarogen, special emergency food pills, said to provide calories and medicinal benefits in a tiny form. But according to traditional descriptions, there was a catch. They tasted awful. Not just bad enough to make you want to throw up. And weirdly, that may have been an advantage. Delicious food stimulates appetite. But if the goal is simply to keep moving and dull hunger without distraction, then a food that gives nutrition without tempting you to overeat becomes oddly useful. So once again, the ninja way was not comfort. It was function. Chapter 9. One of the greatest ninja skills was the ability to sleep anywhere. This is one of my favorite details because it makes the ninja feel incredibly human. Ninja manuals contain many teachings about sleep. Some are about how to infiltrate while the enemy sleeps. Others are about how to stay alert at night in case of intrusion. But one text even advises taking a nap during the day before carrying out a nighttime mission. That means sleep was not treated as weakness. It was treated as a strategy. Recovery matters. If you are operating in unfamiliar places, under pressure, and with limited support, then the ability to fall asleep anywhere becomes a major survival skill. A flexible body and a calm nervous system are not glamorous, but they are powerful. A ninja who cannot rest is a ninja who cannot function. Chapter 10. Move like an animal. When visibility gets bad. Some ninja teachings describe training in four-legged movement, copying the posture and motion of animals. At first, that sounds strange, but the reasoning is smart. If you move low to the ground, your silhouette becomes less human. You become less visible. In some situations, you may even be mistaken for an animal. And this has surprisingly practical modern uses. In a fire, smoke rises. Staying low helps you breathe and move with less risk. In an earthquake, lowering your body can help protect you from falling objects and unstable footing. In darkness, moving on all fours can make you slower, but much more stable. The training itself is simple but revealing. Crouch like a crawling infant, raise the knees slightly, grip the ground with the toes, feel how the weight shifts between hands and feet, and then practice moving quietly in different directions. Eventually, some traditions even recommend practicing with the eyes closed. The deeper lesson is not just mobility, it is removing your fear of the ground. Getting psychologically comfortable with low postures, awkward movement, and unfamiliar body positions can make a huge difference in emergencies. Thank you for watching Part 1. The story continues in Part 2. Stay tuned.